This episode is presented in the form of an audiobook that challenges our fundamental beliefs about happiness and personal freedom. Through a compelling dialogue between a young man and a philosopher, The Courage to be Disliked explores the transformative ideas of Alfred Adler's psychology, offering a provocative perspective on how we can reshape our lives by changing our perceptions. Ichiro Kishimi, a philosopher and Adlerian psychology expert, and Fumitake Koga, an accomplished writer, collaborate to bring Adlerian psychology to life through an accessible narrative format. Their work has revolutionized self-help literature in Japan before gaining international acclaim, selling millions of copies worldwide. The book unfolds as a series of deep conversations between a frustrated youth and a wise philosopher over 5 nights. The youth, representing our common doubts and societal conditioning, challenges the philosopher's Adlerian perspectives on life, happiness, and interpersonal relationships. Through these dialogues, the authors masterfully deconstruct complex psychological concepts into digestible wisdom. At its core, the book argues that happiness is a choice available to everyone, regardless of their past experiences. The philosopher explains that we are not determined by our past traumas or experiences, but rather by the goals we set for our future. This contrasts sharply with Freudian psychology's emphasis on past experiences shaping our present behavior. The authors assert that we often create reasons, life lies, to avoid taking responsibility for our choices and to justify our unhappiness. The concept of separation of tasks emerges as a crucial element in achieving personal freedom. The philosopher explains that many of our interpersonal problems arise from interfering in others' tasks while neglecting our own. True freedom comes from understanding what belongs to us and what belongs to others, allowing us to focus on our own growth without being entrapped by others' expectations or judgments. The book challenges the common belief that relationships must be hierarchical or competitive. Instead, it promotes horizontal relationships based on equality and mutual respect. The authors argue that the courage to be disliked is essential for living authentically, as it frees us from the constant need for others' approval. They explain that seeking recognition often leads to living other people's lives rather than our own. The philosopher introduces the revolutionary idea that all problems are interpersonal relationship problems. Even seemingly personal issues, like depression or social withdrawal, stem from troubled relationships with others or society. The solution, therefore, lies not in changing others or our past, but in changing our present relationships and contributions to the community. The concept of community feeling or social interest is presented as the key to happiness. The authors argue that true happiness comes from contributing to others and feeling useful to the community, rather than from achieving personal success or accumulation of wealth. This contribution doesn't need to be grand. Even small acts of kindness or showing up authentically in our relationships count as meaningful contributions. The dialogue also explores the importance of accepting oneself and others as they are, rather than trying to change them. The youth gradually learns that many of his frustrations come from trying to control others' opinions and actions, rather than focusing on his own choices and behavior. The philosopher emphasizes that true change begins with accepting ourselves and our imperfections, while having the courage to be different from others' expectations. The book concludes by emphasizing that happiness is not a distant goal to be achieved, but a choice we can make in the present moment. By accepting that we are free to choose our own path, taking responsibility for our choices, and having the courage to be disliked, we can create meaningful lives filled with genuine connections and personal growth. The youth's transformation throughout the dialogue serves as a powerful example of how challenging our deeply held beliefs about life, happiness, and relationships can lead to profound personal change. This philosophical work provides a refreshing alternative to traditional self-help literature by focusing on the present moment and future possibilities, rather than past experiences. It encourages readers to question their assumptions about happiness, success, and interpersonal relationships, offering practical wisdom for those seeking to live more authentic and fulfilling lives. Through its unique dialogue format and clear exposition of Adlerian psychology, the book provides readers with both theoretical understanding and practical tools for personal transformation.